Hey guys, Shiroxis here, and today I'm gonna just basically do like a small Evocreo video, basically some like maybe some theories about what I think Evocreo 2 is gonna, where it's gonna take place, the story, and also a small speculation when it's probably gonna come out and stuff like that, and probably something else. But anyway, so let's start with basically the story. Now, what I think the story is gonna go is this, right? So if you play the both DLCs in Evocreo, there's basically like the Alpha emergency Alphite and the attack at Chad Hive secret base, which is like the other DLC. Now, if you played both DLCs, you can actually get more information on what's gonna come up for Evocreo 2. So basically, let me summarize for you guys. So the whole premise of Evocreo, it's just basically the main character trying to find his dad because his dad was kidnapped by this organization called Shadow Hive. He goes through the game, encounters Shadow Hive labs, beats them, gets information and keys so he can like get access to the secret base. Eventually, he finds out where the secret base is, infiltrates, goes through it, meets his dad, meets the queen, beats her, then meets his dad, who basically tells them like, yes, me and the queen were working together, but we both went our different ways and stuff. She became power hungry, stuff like that. So basically, after you stop the queen, he's gonna still continue like on his research, so he can like genetically modify Kratos and stuff like that, which is not okay. So, which is basically like, oh yeah, I'm gonna experiment on Kratos, which is not okay. So we basically start fighting him. Our sister comes in and basically tries to stop us. She can't. Dad also comes up, tries to stop us too, can't, and he basically loses the battle, which eventually makes them like disappear for a while, until like you get information on like their secret hideout at at this one island known as Zenith Island, which is where their new lab is. And after going through the lab and stuff like that, meeting your dad again and fighting him, he basically talks to you about like where the prime Kratos are actually not even as strong as like the Kratos in Alpha Dimension, because fun fact, the Kratos aren't actually from like their world. They're not from the world of Zenith. They're actually from like, they came with the Alphites, because the whole story with the Alphites is like basically they have these creatures, these powerful magical creatures and stuff like that, and the king of their world back in the really back in the day wanted to tame one. So he eventually did tame one, and he called it an Evocreo. After that, he basically started taming more and more Kratos, and then he started teaching his people, the Alphites, how to tame more and more Kratos. And that's basically, after more people started like using Kratos and stuff like that, he basically named them all Evokers. Evocreos, people who are basically taming Kratos, stuff like that. So they call them that. After a while, a whole war broke out with against different basically a whole ass war just started out, right? So they all went in and it became a big ass war. A lot of things went down, a lot of people died, a lot of people were killed and stuff like that. But eventually the war subsided, and then they made peace. But because of the war, most of their world was most of their world was destroyed. So what they just did is they basically just like reshaped. They started like focusing. Maybe I'm a little short on the story, but basically what they did just like reform again and start building stuff again. But what happened was one of the most powerful characters they have in their world basically came in and started destroying everything. It was just so powerful to the point where they could not stay anymore. Like, it was so strong they literally had to like go from their dimension. It was just too powerful. And when they went, they also brought Kratos, who populated in the world that the game is taking place, and that's how it goes. Now, if you play the Alpha Emergency one, that's where you find Draco, and you go to like a dimension of the Alphites, stuff like that, and you gotta help them out, stop Draco since it's going on a rampage. But one good information is actually like Draco is really powerful, but when Skyda brings you to the Alphites and stuff like that, where the Alphites are, when she brings you there, she basically tells you that there's this like some guys at the bottom tell you like start talking about like this one really powerful Creo that is just incredibly strong. It was so powerful. It defeated multiple champions. It was so strong. And the name of it is Nibu, which was basically hyped up as like a powerful Creo. And if you played the Attack of Shadow Hive Secret Base, the DLC, the father of the character talks about there's Creos in Alpha Dimension that are way stronger than the Prime Creos. Like they make Prime Creos look like normal mons you find in the grass walking around. So what I think the Evocreo 2 is gonna talk about is mostly there's a reason why I think it's gonna take place in Alpha. So first, right, I think it's gonna take place in Alphite, where the Alpha Dimension where like the Creos came from. That's why we have new Creos, because don't forget, right, they brought some Creos here, but they haven't brought like the whole population. We don't know like how many Creos they have in their world, like how big it is. Is it like us or us? Like how advanced are they in technology? Are we more advanced than them, or are they more advanced than us? You know, like the age, like what happens? Does time affect like a Creo's like growth? Like does it like an environment? Like think of like in Pokemon Sun and Moon where we have Ultra Beast, who are basically normal Pokemon who were thrown in wormholes and thrown in the Ultra Space, which pretty much puts them in like harsher environments where they have to like adapt to the situation. Like think of like the new Pokemon games, like Pokemon Arceus and Pokemon Arceus, the new Pokemon game that are bringing out, where we have like basically like special. We have like a since the whole region is like snowy and stuff like that, most of the Pokemon had to adapt to the cold. Like we have Growlithe, who is basically has like a huge fur, has like a coat on its face and stuff like that, and most of its body, so it can maintain its heat since it's like really cold. So that's like a good example. Like, do some Creos in like their dimension evolve different? Like let's say in our dimension, because of like probably like it's like more calmer and peace. Like they don't have to evolve faster, like evolve to like this specific point to like survive here. You know, think about it like that. But mostly the main reason I think why it's gonna take an Alphite is basically two reasons. One, the Alphite Emerge DLC basically has the same art as the Evocreo 2 at the bottom. If you just basically see the two characters, they basically have the same actual art. So that's already like a good confirmation it's gonna take place then. And it could also take place. But I think it's gonna take place like a few years later. The father, the main character, figures out a way to get to Alpha Dimension, because I think what he wants to do is like, let's say for 3 here, he's probably not trying to get like the Prime Creo of the box, which I think is probably Nibu, since they said that there's like a really powerful Creo that like destroyed so many of their champions. It was just so powerful. So I think that's probably Nibu. So what it's gonna the dad of the character is gonna do is he's gonna figure out a way to get the Alpha Dimension, get there, create a machine to take control of Nibu, and he's probably gonna eventually take control of it, which you're probably gonna require to like stop him and stuff like that, so he doesn't like destroy everything and stuff like that. Because after you beat your father, he basically realizes that like John modified Creos can never come up to like actual like Prime Creos, but because you defeated the Prime Creos, he thought that like, how is that possible? How can the Prime Creos not be as strong? But eventually finds out that like the Prime Creos are just not even close to what's like in the Alpha Dimension. They're just so like they're like basically, like I said, generic mons in the Alpha Dimension, right? So that basically already confirms that he might actually go to the Alpha Dimension. So what I think is like, let's say 3 years later, you find out like you get information about the Alphites. The Alpha comes to you and tells you what's going on, and you go to Alpha Dimension and you go on this journey, meeting more creators of their dimension, and you basically try to stop your dad so he doesn't take control of like, let's say this like Nibu or something, and tries to like destroy everything and basically have like ultimate power at the end of it. You know, that's what I think, at least, that Evocreo 2 is gonna take place in Alphite universe, because like for starters, like there's two reasons. There's like one, the designs of the characters look really archaic and ancient, and if you look like the designs for like the Alphites, it does really look like they're like ancient people. Like they look like ancient and stuff like that. So that's what I think. I think that it's gonna take place in the Alphite Dimension, and basically you're gonna go there and you're gonna meet new Creo stuff like that. That's why there's like different Creos, because mostly like that, because mostly you're going into the alpha dimension. But that's mostly like a small theory about it. And also, when the game is gonna come out, from like some random stuff that I read offline, it does I kind of think, well, from what I read, it's probably gonna come out like late fall, which is like October, and they're probably gonna announce it like they're probably gonna announce it like probably like late September or early October. They're probably gonna announce the game, which I'm hoping. And even if they do announce the game, if they don't announce the game September, October, they could probably still do it late October or late November. It'd be like, oh, the game is gonna come out on winter, or they can even probably like give out a demo like they did in Evocreo 1, where they just have a playable demo of the first like arena and stuff like that. So they could probably do like that, probably like give us like a small demo of the game so we could just see how it goes, kind of like how Coromon did the whole thing of like how they have the demo of the game and it's gonna be finished like next year, January and stuff like that. But they're probably gonna do like that, probably give us like a small demo in the first probably like late September, early October. They're probably gonna, or middle October, they're gonna give us probably a demo of the first game so we can play it and just know like, oh, so this is how the game goes. Okay, this is the first arena, you know, or first arena, or like if they have like something else, if they probably remove arenas for like kind of like in Coromon where we have like Titans, where we gotta defeat the Titans and stuff like that. But maybe something different, because maybe we're in the alpha dimension. But they might give us a demo, maybe. If they don't, it's okay. Then we can just get the full game at the end of the year or late October, which we should just see and hope eventually when they do tweet out. And if they do tweet out, I'm gonna basically immediately announce it when they do, to give some people information. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys later. Don't forget to subscribe and have a nice day.